everyone, welcome to P4P TV, home and a safe bet. This is Michael and it's been a while, but I'm back. The first one was deemed Fight of the Year in 2019 and now they will run it back. We visit the Super Arena in Saitama, Japan, where the first epic battle took place between Naoya Inoue and Nonito Donaire, where Inoue edged out the hard-fought 12-round unanimous decision victory over Donaire to win the World Boxing Super Series tournament in the bantamweight division. Some time has passed since these two last met, but the showdown set for June 7 looks to be every bit as dramatic. On the line are the WBC, WBA, and IBF titles. Naoya Monster Inoue fought through the first encounter with Donaire with a fractured orbital bone and broken nose that he suffered during the bout to ultimately get his hand raised in victory at the end. Throughout most of that bout, Inoue had to fight on the back foot as the relentless pressure from Donaire forced Inoue to dig deep and overcome his hardest challenge yet. It was a fight of margins, but luckily Inoue found his range earlier in the fight and landed the cleaner shots. Still, it makes you wonder how the bout might have gone if it was a much younger and in prime Donaire that stepped through the ropes on that night. Styles make fights, and the matchup between the two was an awe-inspiring tactical game of chess with plenty of action and shootouts, and now that the two have shared the canvas with one another, it only builds the intrigue on how the rematch will go down, now that the fighters have had a taste of what the other brings to the table in terms of strengths, weaknesses, and strategy. One of two things can happen in this second clash. We get the same back and forth battle of technical boxing wits, or one of either Inoue or Donaire makes the wrong adjustments in anticipation of what the other might do, and we get a wider gap in the scorecards between winner and loser, or even potentially a knockout. Both respect each other's power. Impressive given Inoue is the slightly smaller man, but he certainly can turn Donaire's lights out if he can get him clean, and Donaire knows this. Conversely, the same is the case with respect to Donaire's power. Inoue showed that he has heart and a chin, but he was hurt by Donaire and looked to clench for safety when he was caught early on. Keeping Donaire on the outside was the right tactic for Inoue, where he was able to land and counter effectively, but also as the fight progressed, Inoue was seeing the shots coming much more clearly. This was helped by an older and slowing Donaire. It was Nonito's plan to take Inoue deep into the rounds and maintain pressure throughout, but in the end, this worked out better for Inoue, and he now knows what he must do if Donaire brings the same energy. Nonito, the Filipino Flash Donaire, certainly had flashes of brilliance and explosiveness, reminiscent of the early days in his career when these two met. But like everything and everyone else, time chips away and erodes our energy and ability, and we saw this in the first fight as it went into the later rounds. Donaire went on to capture the WBC belt at 118 and defended it. All this in two quick and short bouts after his match with Inoue, where he ended the fights both times in the fourth round of a scheduled 12. The unification bout with John Real Casimero would have been an exciting fight, given the aggressive approach by both fighters, but Casimero squandered that opportunity. The Filipino Flash had options, however, and here we are at the rematch, where I don't think Donaire expects an early knockout, even if he looks for it and if the opportunity presents itself. But he most likely expects it to go the distance if he manages to stay in the fight. So the question is, does Nonito have the legs to carry him another long and intense 12 rounds with Inoue? The 4-division champ, 5 if you want to include the vacant WBA interim belt at super flyweight, has accomplished everything in boxing and a record of 42 wins with 28 by knockout, 6 losses with only 1 by KO and 0 draws is double that in terms of bouts to that of Inoue's 22 bouts, all of them victories with 19 by knockout. This experience is something that Donaire uses well in the ring, and he is always looking for mistakes made by less experienced fighters, and when he spots those mistakes, he promptly punishes with laser-like and powerful punching, something Donaire has retained throughout his career and transitions through the divisions. Yes, he's almost 40 and a full decade older than Inoue, but his best chances in winning the rematch are in the first half, where his ring IQ, explosiveness, and work rate is not only most effective but most potent before he starts to fade. Getting inside and close to Inoue will be the key and can be achieved through constant pressure and effective cutting the ring off to not let Inoue escape. All this while being defensive-minded, something that the old fox knows how to do. But Donaire had this same strategy in the first encounter, and unfortunately with only limited success against the fresher legs of Inoue. Donaire will have to bring something more cunning and special to win the rematch. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to let Carly Sauerland drive me home after he's been visiting the men's bathroom all night, where for some reason it keeps snowing on his nose. But I think Inoue wins again, and this time likely catches Donaire with something nasty, giving Donaire only his second KO loss. If this is the case, it of course takes nothing away from an absolute legend of boxing in Nonito Donaire. Before we hear from the experts, a reminder to please jab that like, share, subscribe, and notification bell. Check out our Patreon page to become a Patreon family member where you'll receive some cool perks. Want some merch? We've got t-shirts, the baseball caps, the phone covers from boxing, the crypto, and everything in between. So head on over to In Stock Shop to find something you like. You can find a link below. Life is a fight outside the ring, and I've certainly gone a few rounds. From substance abuse to depression to street fights and trouble with the law, my life has seen a lot of darkness, but I've turned my life around, and my experiences might help you to do the same if you are or have dealt with similar hardships. It's all documented in my book, How to Get Out of Life Traps, and it's available on Amazon. Just find the link below. Looking for an opportunity to make money? That cryptocurrency is so hot right now. I'm not a financial advisor, but it's pretty obvious that it is growing in popularity and utility, and many folks think that they have missed the boat on cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, but they couldn't be further from the truth. You can mine Bitcoin on your laptop, PC, or mobile phone if they are half decent without having to splurge on expensive mining rigs. In fact, you can do it for free. This is not a paid sponsor, simply a great opportunity and something that I'm doing. And Stormgain can help you generate income using credit earned by mining online. Click the link below and start earning crypto today!